Welcome to Delta College Impact. I'm Roger Waller, your host for today's program. And on today's show, we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that's Delta College. And joining me in this discussion is President Ed Gould, who is our new president here at Delta College. And Dr. Gould has just celebrated his first anniversary here at Delta College. And we're going to be focusing in on some of the activities that have occurred over the past year and talking about the new Delta College annual report that we're going to try to update you on and give you a lot of background, but it's also something that you may want to take a look at that's probably sitting in a business, community center, or a location near you that's going to talk about the exciting things that have occurred here at Delta College in the past year. Well, Dr. Gould, welcome back to Delta College Impact.
Well, Roger, it's good to be here.
It's great to have you here, and I know that one of the things as we talked really during about your first week here on the job about a year ago, we talked about some of the challenges and exciting things that we're going to see happen here at Delta College. How do you feel about the past year?
Well, I feel that we've set the foundation very well for an exciting future. I think we've had a very good year. The campus, I think one of the things we talked about a year ago is how we lift together. And if I can say I'm very pleased on how we are lifting together as a group of people concerned about the learning of students. So I'm pleased. I'm really happy with the first year.
Well, and I know one of the things that when we talked with Dr. Gould a year ago that he was just making the transition from the State Chancellor's office where he'd had the overview of the 107 campus community college system here in California. And getting back to that single campus, I know, is one of the things that you look forward to. How do you feel about looking out of your window here on the campus and seeing all those students?
Well, as you know, that I'm full of pride about being here. And I've done things like shave my legs and do some very strange things in the last year, but it really brings me very close to students. And I can't help but think every moment when I leave here that I've had a little bit of impact on the lives of students. It certainly is nice to look out the window and see them every day.
And now we better clarify that shave the legs statement here. We can't let that go. I don't want to get you in any trouble out there in the community, but one of the things that one of the great things is all the students and the fun activities that you've had. And student government and really a fundraising activity challenged you to raise some money.
Yeah, we had an experience of me and you and,
right.
And Matt Wetstein, who's the faculty advisor to the UN club. They raised some money on a contest, and whoever raised the most money got the opportunity to shave their legs. And fortunately for me, it really wasn't me, but it was Chief Mark Bromé who raised the most money. But we decided to shave them together, so I shaved my left and he shaved his right, and we had a great time.
Yeah, it was really interesting because I was kicking into Dr. Gould's fund too. I wanted to make sure that you won, not me. That was for
yeah,
sure.
You were a very interested observer. I noticed that.
That's right. Well, one of the other things I know is as you were coming down from Sacramento, is that you were starting to get associated here in Stockton and meeting some of our community leaders. And I know Stockton, which is one of the All-American cities now, and the whole San Joaquin area. Have you been pleased with the reception you've had?
I've been absolutely pleased with the reception I've had. This is a wonderful community, wonderful people, exceptionally dedicated to the communities as well as to their college. So I've just had a great time in the year getting to know people. I feel that you don't know everybody in a year, but I'm getting to know people well. The community is very interested in this college. I'm very pleased with their response.
And I know that you've been joining some organizations because I've been seeing you going out to lunch a lot. So I know as you've been getting into some of the community groups, have they asked you some questions about Delta College that have surprised you?
Well, first of all, nothing that surprised me. I've had an opportunity to speak to at least 11 different organizations and clubs since I've been here. They know this college well. They don't know everything about us, but they say, "Oh, what a great and beautiful campus. What can we do to help?" has been the most frequent question that I get, which is just an amazingly positive experience in the community. And we can do more. We can get closer to the community. I think we're doing a great job. We've joined every Chamber of Commerce in our district in the last year. We have people going to those meetings regularly. I think we're making a contribution to the community as well as an educational contribution to the district.
And I know some of the other things that we've been talking about is that important link with our K through 12 system, as well as Cal State Stanislaus and the University of Pacific, some of our neighboring colleges here in the area. How have you seen those relationships grow and develop over the past year?
Well, I'm very, very pleased with the relationship with K-12 and with CSU Stanislaus. And in fact, I could even announce today we've just finished a seamless articulation program, major to major, with CSU Stanislaus. It'll make it very, very easy for our students to go to Stanislaus. And that's because of their cooperation. We've got a new transfer program going. We have an articulation officer full-time now. That's one of the changes we've made this year. And as a result of the work of Jack Saunders and Catherine Campbell on our campus, we now have a seamless transfer to CSU Stanislaus. So I can't be more pleased. We've got a very good relationship with UC Merced, the new UC, in developing programs for the future and for their first class in terms of a seamless program, particularly with students in computer science. But it's K-12 that I'm most pleased with. During the year I've been here, Stockton Unified has a new superintendent. Our relationship is a very strong one. We've been asked by Lincoln Unified to come in and teach courses in the high school. I can't be more thrilled with that relationship. And that relationship goes on to Manteca and Lodi and all the other districts as well. So I'm very, very pleased.
And I know one of the words that you use is articulation, and many of our viewers probably aren't familiar with that concept, but we play that sort of middle role between that transitioning student who is leaving that high school environment and then getting ready to gain an associate degree and move on to a bachelor's degree. And that articulation, you might want to clarify that for our audience.
Yeah, the community college has three missions: vocational or occupational education, it has economic development, it has basic skills, but its primary mission under the law is transfer education, or the first 2 years of a baccalaureate degree. One of my responsibilities in the Chancellor's office was to make that system that now has 13 different ways of transferring to our four-year counterparts as simple as possible. And the way that we came up with it were really twofold. One, the community colleges have a responsibility to have their curriculum in line with the four-year universities. And two, to create regional articulation programs with the Cal States and the UCs in your area. We, I think, are ahead of every other region in the state with the articulation program we've just done. Articulation is looking at our courses and our majors and comparing them with the majors and courses at the universities and matching those up as much as possible.
And so the challenge is for Delta College is that the curriculum that we see trains them just as it would at a UC or a CSU, so that when our students go over there, they're getting the same units of credit and along with the same knowledge.
That's correct, Roger. And more importantly, that they don't lose time and or units in that transfer. One of the criticisms that community colleges have received, and why I had that assignment, was to make that transition much smoother and not take as much time, because getting through an education is taking on average 5 years now. When I went to school, a four-year degree was accepted and pretty much the norm. Well, now it is 5 years. We'd like to shorten that period of time and get people prepared a lot quicker in the state of California, and that's the purpose of articulation.
And I know one of the other things, talking about our links with the K through 12 system, is that this past year we've actually had our first exposure to something that's called the Middle College High School program. And you might want to talk a little bit about that, because I think some of our parents and some of our viewers out there probably have some high school students who are here on our campus.
Roger, we have a very unique, there are about 7 of us in the state that are doing a pilot program called Middle College High School. And the basic purpose is to take students who show potential as learners, but who are not making it in the traditional classroom setting on the traditional high school. Our agreement happens to be with Lodi Unified School District, and we have roughly 105 students currently participating in a high school, mostly in the afternoon, where they take their high school credit courses, and then they participate in college courses for their elective program. What we found in the first semester, it's a very exciting program. 28 of those students received B or better in 3 or more credits in college. 33 of the students received higher than a 3.0 grade point average in their high school work, and 4 of them had perfect grade point average of 4.0. So we're very, very pleased with the start of that school. We are expecting it to grow to about 200 over time. It hasn't been without its small problems, but I think the transition has been absolutely wonderful. The students seem to be flourishing in this environment, and I think the relationship with Lodi Unified and the principal, Jeff Thompson, has just been a fantastic one.
And I know that Jeff Thompson is probably a name that's familiar to people who are in the Lodi area because he used to be the principal at Bear Creek High School.
That's correct.
And so I know Jeff's been down here working with our faculty as well as the administration on trying to have a smooth transition and smooth absorptions for their students.
Well, let me talk a little bit about that. Oftentimes we don't get a lot of advice from K-12. What Jeff has been able to give us is not only the relationship with the Middle College High School, but how we could better serve high school students in general. So we get an added bonus of having that program on campus, and Jeff and his staff have been marvelous in helping us develop our goals and objectives as it relates to the kindergarten through 12th grade.
Yeah. And I know one of the other things we might as well talk about is we've talked a little bit about Lodi. Well, I know one other area of the county that's very exciting to you is Tracy, and we might want to talk a little bit about Tracy and some of the exciting things going on down there.
Well, Tracy has been occupying a lot of time, but it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for the college. Tracy has grown over the past decade 64%. It created a need for us to serve that part of the county much, much better than we have before. We have a center that's doing absolutely fantastic. We've seen the population of Tracy High School students double in the last year. So in serving them with just 5 classrooms now and a plan for a large center in the future, we're very excited about the Tracy area.
And I know we have some viewers down in Manteca, and I guess we better talk a little bit about the Manteca farm.
Well,
so don't get in trouble down there.
We call it the Manteca farm, but the staff and I, the faculty and I, decided that we're going to call that the agricultural laboratory now, and really develop it into an agricultural laboratory experience. We've put a lot of resources into the farm in the last year. We've knocked down the trees, we're planting new crops, and we've expanded the classroom offerings at the Manteca Center.
Yeah, so it really gives you an idea, and you're looking at a little bit of that center we just had on the screen. But one of the other things that, as you can think about, is really we've talked a lot about the relationships of Delta College and the community. And one of the other things that we want to start to focus about, and all those people who live up in the Hill area, we're going to come back after a couple of brief public service messages and talk about some of the exciting connections that we've made to the mountains and to other areas around the country, as a matter of fact, with our internet and distance education courses, and talk more about the annual report and the exciting things that are also occurring down here on our main campus here in Stockton. So I want to encourage you to stay tuned after these brief public service messages. We'll be back to talk more about some of the exciting happenings here at Delta College. Thanks for watching. We'll be right back.
You can make a donation and help our students. Yes, you can eliminate your hassles. Make a donation of that vehicle, boat, property, or jewelry to San Joaquin Delta College. Your donations are tax deductible and benefit students who can't afford to advance their education. So, eliminate that old problem today. Call the Delta College Foundation.
Welcome back to Delta College Impact, and that's one of my better lead-ins to get back to the show. That was a taiko drumming demonstration that occurred here on the Delta campus over the past year, brought to us by the student government, and I think it's always exciting, all the interesting activities going on our campus. And I have to kid our special guest, President Ed Gould, because That was right in front of your office, wasn't it?
That was right in front of my office. In fact, I was conducting a meeting when it started. We decided to join the activities as it went on. But it was a wonderful event, as many of them are.
Yeah, I think it is a lot of fun. You know, great thing about being on a college campus are all the diverse activities that we have. And I know we spent the first half of the show and we were talking a little bit about the activities that we've been reaching out into the community, and we've been talking about relationships with Lodi and Tracy and Manteca and Stockton. And I know we also have some exciting links going on up in the mountain areas. I guess we'd call them up in the hills.
Well, we have two centers in the hills. We have one in Jackson, right in City Hall. It's a wonderful center where we have both the opportunity to hook up to our courses here on campus through our ITV, our television program that links to the communities, and we have small classroom there for the activities there. We've just added computers to that center, and now we have some live computer programs as well as the online classes as well. We have another one in San Andreas at the high school. That's a little bit bigger facility, same type of hookup. We're adding computers now at this time, but the opportunity to participate in our distance education program with our faculty has been fantastic. I've been able to go out and observe those programs. I can't believe the enthusiasm of the students that I meet with when I go out, and then I get to see the wonderful teaching that our faculty do as well. It's been a great experience. But one thing that's pretty unique to the schools, and probably very little knowledge of the fact that we have some property in Mountain Ranch, and we have a unique natural resources laboratory. I visited that in the last year, and I'm very enthused about not only our opportunities to use it for our natural resources students, but I think it's a wonderful community partnership that we can have with programs like the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts and others who could do camping. I met with the Boy Scouts recently. They're interested in going up and looking at the property and perhaps helping us clear the trails that are up there that need to be fixed and build a better campsite or picnic site. So it's a wonderful partnership that we have.
And I know that our science and some of our natural resource people are very excited about that location and what we can do with classroom activities as well.
It's a wonderful opportunity for us, and very little knowledge in the community about that property, but it's a wonderful site. It really is.
And I know we talked a little bit about the internet and some of those courses, and that's really not necessarily new, but it certainly is a rapidly growing part of the college. You might want to talk a little bit about some of our internet links to the community, and I can talk to you about the fact that I've been teaching on the internet, and I've had students in Yosemite. I'm talking with another instructor today about they have a student in Connecticut. Now the student had lived in Lodi, but he's in the military and he's now in Connecticut taking a class here. So it's amazing what our internet courses are doing on linking us with people who maybe wouldn't be able to take college courses.
Well, Roger, it's the fastest growing part of the college is our internet courses. We've been doing some study to see who these students are. And they are people like you suggested who have lived in the area, who may be working full-time and need to take a course at night. We're finding that some of those students, many of them are taking other classes. About 80% are taking other classes on campus. But what we really find that's unique about that is that our growth is occurring in those classes on the campus, that it's more convenient for the learner. As you said, we've got people in Yosemite, we've got people in all of the distance communities in our very large district, and now we're seeing an international impact. We have a wonderful partnership with a private company called eCollege that set up our programs well and is available 7/24 to the students for any help that they need as well. So we're real pleased with both the growth, the quality of the instruction is fantastic, and the feedback from students couldn't be better. The board has had an opportunity to see a demonstration on the program. They're very excited about the internet courses that we have, and we've doubled the courses for next year. It seems like it's been here a long time, but really we're only in our second year of operation at this point in time with the internet courses. And we talk about it a lot as if it's been here, but it really is new. We're refining it all the time, but the quality is becoming obvious that it's at least the same as the classroom instructions that we have on campus.
And I know one of the exciting things is that we're almost close to being able to provide a student with an associate degree on the internet, and I know we also have the opportunity for students to get certificate programs via taking their internet distance education courses. So a lot of great student services.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because our goal in the outlying areas with the centers and the distance ed is to be able to have degree programs and certificate programs in each of those centers available with a combination of internet courses and on-site courses. So we'll be seeing that developed. One of the changes is making that literally our second effort to have a college, but a college that is in essence in all the communities, not just in one.
And I should mention one other great city where I have a student, and that's in Hayfork, California.
Yes.
And for those of you who don't know where Hayfork is, it's somewhere north of here, north along the coast. I have no idea where Hayfork is, other than knowing it's north and along the coast. Well, I want to talk a little bit about the annual report. And this is a new edition that you started here at Delta College, and that's putting together a review of Delta College over the past year. And what was the idea behind this?
Well, as I was out in the community, and we have some market studies that show that we're very well known as a college. We're known for the beauty of the campus. We're known that we've been here a long time. We've touched the lives of many people. But when it came to specific things that the college was doing, both the residents of the area and particularly the businesses didn't know the details of what we were doing. So I thought it'd be a good idea to put together an annual report to the community, to the business leaders, to the civic leaders of the community, and to the campus. Because oftentimes I found that we're such a large campus that some of the employees of the campus didn't know what was going on the other end of the campus. So basically it's an opportunity to tell our story for the year, to brag about our successes, of which were many over the last year, and let the community know what we really do inside of these walls. So that's what that's about.
And I know it really was exciting, talking about how even employees, and I was surprised by some of the things as I was leafing through the book. And one of the things which I think was just amazing, we talk about the links with business and industry, and really our award-winning human-powered vehicle program. And you might want to just recap some of those links and connections.
Well, let me talk a little bit about the successes. One of the surprises for me, you asked earlier questions about surprises that I've learned. One, our programs receive many, many awards. And that's one of the real surprises. You mentioned the human-powered vehicle. We've been doing that for a number of years now and been very successful. We've won the regional and national championships in that area. We've also done even better in our engineering program. We're moving the human-powered into another new concept, and I can't remember exactly what they're going to do in engineering, but we're entering a new contest there. Every time we do that, the faculty members in that area bring back awards. The students are so dedicated to what they're doing that it's unbelievable. And you can go beyond that. You look at our athletic programs and the awards that they're getting. Our small business center has a 4-star rating. We've got a new partnership going in contract education with the business community. The Chamber of Commerce, Doug Wilhoit and his people have been very helpful in getting the word out to the small business community. That program is going to expand in an unbelievable way. All of that is covered in their student awards. I was pleased to know that we had 2 Bill Gates winners on campus. To have one is a remarkable thing for a community college. We had 2 at Delta last year. We had, with the Department of Energy, we had 2 students participate with the Department of Energy, which is unheard of across the state. And one of our faculty members went down to Lawrence Livermore in the same program with the Department of Energy to participate with them in an award-winning program where they had the opportunity to learn alongside of the best in the world, in essence, at Lawrence Livermore. I just can't be more pleased with what I see in terms of successes of both programs and students on our campus. And that report really tells the community what I've been able to learn about the institution in the last year. And as you know, when you pick it up and read it, when you capsulize all of the successes of this institution, we have a very, very positive story to tell the community.
And I know, I'm sure that you also had that challenge of, after people read it, saying, well, you should have mentioned this as well, and all the other things that might have been overlooked.
We recognized it as a first, and we said that to people. We had contributions that were unbelievable. It will be an even better report next year with more activities. I think the impact of that one is to encourage people to submit. We've left out some things. One of the concerns that I had is we left out the arts programs, and we do some tremendous things in dramatic and fine arts and in the musical instruments. We've just had a jazz festival. We're participating with UOP and our band ensemble in the next month. It's just unbelievable the number of activities that we're doing at Delta College and the recognition we're getting from people in the field.
Yeah, and I know one of the other things is that you've been broadly distributing this around the community, and that if there's anybody who may have missed out on this and want an annual report, I guess they're also available for people to get copies.
You bet. If they would just call the college, but call my office, we'd get them a copy immediately. It's a wonderful story of Delta College in the last year.
And I know one of the great things is we're about to put up Dr. Gould's address and contact information. So if you are interested and want to get a copy of the annual report, this is going to be get your pencils and papers ready, as they say out there, and you'll be able to get a, send away for a copy of the annual report, because it is really a lovely program. And I know just hearing you talk about it, I get excited about some of the exciting things going on here at Delta College. Now we can give you a good idea, because the student success is what we're all about. And one of the things I think Dr. Gould alluded to is the tremendous programs that we have in supporting those student successes. And one of the areas is student support services. And I don't know if there's something that you might want to mention about some of those extra new student support activities going on.
Roger, I'm glad you mentioned that. What we find in community colleges is that it really takes a whole college to help students succeed. In the last year, we have a program, I think I mentioned it last year, the Partnership for Excellence program. And we've been able to put a lot of the new resources that the governor and the legislature have given to us on special programs to help students succeed. We funded a transfer center that now has 2 full-time staff, the articulation office that I mentioned earlier. We're adding 4 new counselors next year with specific roles to help students succeed. We've put a math, engineering, science achievement program for underrepresented students on campus in the last year, and we're looking at a new Puente program, which is in the area of writing skills for students who are one level below college, and helping them succeed. We're just really excited about the number of new services that we're adding for students, and the new relationships that we're having with students who have not had the opportunity to succeed in school before. We're really focusing on some new things in learning communities. We're finding that when students study together, they learn better. And we're particularly focusing on students who are just a little bit below the college level and trying to bolster their abilities to succeed in campus. We're doing a lot. We've got a lot of special programs. But I need to say it doesn't work because we've put resources. We've just got great faculty and counseling staff who are putting the energy and effort into making this work, and I'm very pleased with the work that they're doing.
Well, we certainly can't touch on everything, but I want to certainly encourage you, if you're interested in getting a copy of the annual report or have some other ideas about Delta College, to contact Dr. Edward Gould here at Delta College. Our always favorite address, 5151 Pacific Avenue here in Stockton, 95207, or contact his office at area code 209-954-5018. And I want to thank Dr. Gould for joining us, and really just say that a lot of exciting things that are going on, and I know that you and I are both looking forward to the next year, and really coming back next year and talking about the annual report too.
You bet.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for watching Delta College, and we hope you watch future programs. Thanks again. Bye-bye.